In this video, I aim to shed a light on the stories of children and the poorest members of society who have faced abuse and neglect. I will share the experiences of those living in hazardous conditions. Their mindsets have been set from generations of hardship, that they are born to be socially expelled persons. One tribal leader once told me, "Please get out of our way. Our children cannot come to the study center. We are not meant to live in an educated society. We are mocked and rejected by your education communities. You will exploit us and hurt our children." This statement was a turning point for me. It taught me to approach their hearts one step at a time. Now, the same leader is reaching out to me for help with their children's education, and other communities are seeking assistance for alternative livelihoods. I recently worked on raising funds for 2 women to start small businesses. One of them, a 31-year-old woman with a 15-year-old son. She shared her story with me. She expressed her struggles to pursue an education. Due to her nomadic upbringing, it was very hard to get admission into school. Her forced marriage at the age of 13 and her subsequent livelihood as a bead seller and fortune teller. She and her husband decided to steer their son away from this path and are now striving to establish a business selling plastic and glass bangles. Additionally, I initiated a basic literacy program for women in a small community, which helped them understand the importance of preventing child marriage. We also established a sewing center in the same community. My name is Jones Manikonda, and I am a philanthropist. My dream is to see children well nourished, educated, and leading safe, fulfilling lives. I'm dedicated to working towards this mission with my limited means and unwavering passion. With postgraduate degrees in sociology, education, and psychological counseling, I initially pursued a career as an education lecturer, teaching philosophy and psychology. However, I later redirected my focus to serving children at risk. I have witnessed firsthand the abuse of children's rights and the struggles faced by those living on the fringes of society. With life expectancies decreasing from 45 years to 35 years. In a population of 1.4 billion, 25% belong to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, while 10% live in slums. Shockingly, 65.9% of prison inmates are from these marginalized communities, with many being falsely accused according to the NCRB. It pains me to see the challenges in educating these communities while it seems easier to confine them to prisons. Among the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, there are over 5 million waste pickers living in primitive conditions, and 12% of 5 to 12-year-olds are engaged in high-risk child labor, such as rag picking. I have also witnessed children as young as 2 years old engaged in hazardous labor activities, and parents resorting to rag picking while carrying days-old babies under the scorching sun. Additionally, I've seen children lured by pedophiles and drug dealers with snacks and addictive substances. These drug dealers often target parents, lending them money at high interest rates and rendering them powerless. I have seen families resort to eating rats out of desperation and observe the harsh punishments inflicted on children to ensure they follow in their parents' footsteps. One unforgettable sight was of a woman who had given birth just hours ago, lying naked on the mud with no food available. With 6 children to care for, her young ones resorted to eating spoiled rice they had begged for, pouring it onto the mud and consuming it. I have also encountered instances of social exclusion and tribal judgments. where women and vulnerable individuals are targeted. Currently, I'm coordinating 60 evening tuition centers initiated by the John Wesley Foundation, benefiting over 8,000 children through the Adasha Education Centers. The impact of these programs has reached over 10,000 individuals. Additionally, we empower women through skill training and lead awareness programs, fun fests, and rallies. To date, I have organized over 3,000 programs. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I dedicated myself to serving the poor and distressed communities in both rural and urban areas of Vichayawanda. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I dedicated myself to serving the poor and distressed communities in both rural and urban areas of Vichayawanda. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I dedicated myself to serving the poor and distressed communities in both rural and urban areas of Vichayawanda, providing essential items such as food, clothing, and support. When migrant workers were forced to walk long distances without access to basic necessities, I stepped in to assist. With the support of my family, friends, and NGOs, we helped more than 60,000 migrants return home safely. With the backing of my family, friends, and like-minded individuals from Andhra Pradesh and beyond, we also support students from tribal communities who strive against all odds to pursue an education, facilitating their studies in hotel management and paramedical courses. We live in a world dominated by mobile phones, and we rely on platforms like YouTube for survival in this digital age. With the hope of giving a voice to the voiceless, I am creating this video. I hope you will like, share, and subscribe to our content. While our means may be limited, our dreams are grand. Some may argue that the work we do should be the responsibility of governments. But I believe I am a socially responsible citizen, and I need to do what I can. Moreover, we strive to reach the most inaccessible individuals in the remotest areas, aiming to bridge the gap and provide support where it is most needed. There is so much to be done, and the hardships faced by people are often beyond our imagination. If only we could extend our hands a little further to help children believe in a just future, our collective future might become a little brighter. This is why we persist in our efforts, and we hope to gain more friends along the way.